Now, before moving forward, I want to spend some time on the FMT package. As we already saw in the previous videos, that FMT package provides its functions to print on the terminal. Now, there are different functions that we will be using in the coming up videos, so it's best if we understand those functions now. So we'll start with the main function, and in this we'll first try to understand two different types of functions that we have in the FM. There are many, but first consider these two. One is print and the other is println. So in print, if I go with fmt.print, so over here if I type something, let's say I'm learning Go. Okay, now if 1 minute Go, so over here what we notice is that we did not get a new line. So after I'm learning Go, we still have a prompt sitting over here. But if we need a new line, so we'll do something like this, and if I run it again, our prompt came to the next line. Or if I do something like this, if I just remove it altogether, and if I have multiple words to print, let's say if I say I am learning Go, so, and if I keep a new line here, if I run it, so you can see there is no space between those words. On the other hand, if I use fmt.println, and if I print exactly the same thing, and if I remove the new line character because we don't need it, if I run it now, so you can see that this is coming from print and this is coming from println. So println, first of all, with the it will give us a space between all the different parameters, parameter values that it is taking, and it even provides a new line character in the end automatically. But with print, we don't get any of that, and even the new line character is not there in the end. So these are the two print functions that we can use from FMT package. And apart from this, we can even create a string at runtime, so which we can print with different values. So, and for that we will use printf. Now what printf does is that let's say we have some variables. In the next video we will learn about the data types, but over here, just to understand, just to complete this example, let's say var name, I'm just declaring a name, and var name, let's say Randy. Now if I want to use this name in the string that I want to print, so I'll do something like this: my name is Toma, and I'll say, oh, we can say %s, and then I'll say Randy. Yeah, so over here you can see it says my name, and then I'm giving a placeholder for which we basically call in Go as verbs. So there are different verbs that we can use. So %s is basically for the string. So I'll say my name is, I want this part to be replaced with this, the value of this name. So let's say the value is Randy. So if I run it now, so it says, okay, my name is Randy. Now again, you can see it does not have a new line character, so we'll just add it. And now if I run it, you can see the prompt came in the next line and it says my name is Randy. Now what other verbs can we use? So if I say that I want to say var age 22, and let's say savings, I'll just instead of string, I'll make it some number. Over here I'll bring in some decimals. This is what he has in his bank account. So if I say I want to print as an integer, so I'm saying I am 22, and my savings are, let's say I want it to be it will be basically a float. Don't worry, we'll see it in the next video. And I want this float to go just by 2 decimal places, not more than that. So I will put age and savings. So age will go here and savings will go here. So now if I just run this, and let's put a new line character in the end. Okay, so you can see my name is Randy, I'm 22, and my savings are this. So what if I do something like this, and if I try to print it again? So again, you can see, because we put 0.2, so it will not go more than 2 decimal places. So this is how we can do formatted printing with printf by giving these verbs. So this is how we can do formatted printing. There are many different verbs that we can use, like %s, %d, and %t for the type of value, percent lowercase t for boolean, then %v for format, and lots of such things. Now another thing that we can do with the FMT package is, instead of directly printing, sometimes we might need a string. We might not need directly to print it, we might want a formatted string. So let's say I want to print, I'll just remove this and say, let's say I want a string that says I am and whatever is the name here. So I'll say, in that case, I can use printf, and in this I'll say I am %s and the name. Now the thing is, it does not print anything on the terminal. In fact, it returns a value. So I'll say my string, and now if I want, I will print fmd.println my string. So you can see over here what is happening is, using sprintf, we are building a formatted string using those verbs, which will not print directly on the terminal. In fact, it will return the value to my string, and then from here we will print my string. That's what we will see now. So you can see it printed only from here, which says I am Randy. So this can be very useful if we want to create strings and then maybe write it to the log files, or maybe return some custom string back to the API response or something. So we can use such strings. And the last one that I want to highlight from the FMT package is scan. So we have is scan, and the other one that we have is scanln. So scan basically takes the user input. So if I want the user to enter something on the terminal, so I can, and I will use those values, whatever the user entered. So I can use scan in this case. So I'll take a quick example. Let's say that fmt.println enter two numbers. Now after when we run this program, it will quickly say enter two numbers, and then after that what we want is to take the value from the user. So in order to do that, we need two variables. Because we are asking it to enter two numbers, we'll define two variables. So let's say we'll say num1 and num2, and because we are not assigning any value over here, so we are just telling num1 and num2 are basically strings. And what we are doing here is that we are telling that whatever num1 comes, it will go to num1, and whatever the other number that the user types, it will go to num2. And then what we'll do is we'll just print those values, fmt.println, and over here we'll just print those two numbers, and we'll say okay. Now let's try to run this, and over here you can see it says enter two numbers, and it is actually waiting for me to type the number. So I'll say 34, 12, and I'll hit enter. Now it says, you can see this print is coming from num1, num2, which it took from here. Let's run it once again, and let's see if I enter 34, and now if I enter, instead of giving a space, if I hit an enter, Now if I give the number 12, now again I hit enter, so it has captured both the numbers correctly. So scan can take the numbers if we give with space, or if we can give with new line characters. Scan will take both the numbers correctly. Now coming to the scan ln. Now if we do the same, exactly the same with scan ln, let's say that I'll just copy this thing and I'll comment it for scan, and I'll do the same for scan ln. Now over here, if we run it, so go run main.go, and over here we're using scan ln. Now it is waiting, the prompt is waiting. So 34, 12, I hit enter, the values are fine. Now another thing I will try is I'll run it again. I'll give 34 and I hit enter because I want to give the another number. Okay, so it did not wait for me to enter second number. So this is the difference here. With scan, it will wait until I give all the numbers, and with scan ln, I cannot hit a new line character. I cannot hit enter. I have to give all the numbers by spaces. In both the cases, it will take the values and it will assign those values to the variables, and we can use them. Next, this is all I wanted to talk about the FMT package. Now in the next video, we will learn about the basic data types, the different data types that we have in Go, and we'll take examples for each.